What do you need to know about due diligence in North Carolina? So in North Carolina, we have a due diligence period that we build into our contracts for resale properties. And what happens here is the buyers pay the sellers a fee for the right to have a certain period of time to do their inspections, their appraisals, negotiate any repairs, investigate anything they want to about the property. During due diligence, the buyers have the opportunity to terminate the contract for any reason or no reason at all. It's rare to find a buyer that's going to terminate the contract for no reason at all. But sometimes contracts do have to be terminated, and most often when that happens is due to inspection issues that come up during the due diligence period. If you're a buyer and you have your inspections done and you find things on the inspection report that you're just not comfortable with and you feel that you just can't buy this house in this condition, you have the opportunity to go to the seller and request that they make some repairs. Now in North Carolina, the seller does not have to agree to any repairs. The contract is as is and they don't have to agree, but they can. If you're a buyer and you've requested repairs from the seller and the seller flat out says no, and you're still not comfortable with purchasing the home in its current condition, you have the right to terminate the contract. Now, if you do that, the seller is going to keep that due diligence fee that you have already paid to them. Now, sellers, after the buyer has made requests to you, you can say no, right? But they might terminate the contract. You can also say yes, or you can negotiate some sort of compromise with the buyers. If there's no compromise that you guys can come to and the buyer chooses to terminate the contract, then that puts you in a sticky situation as the seller. The reason that puts the seller in a sticky situation is now the buyer has terminated the contract and you as the seller now know there are inspection issues with your home. So at this point, those are material facts that you must disclose to a buyer. So if you have to put your home back on the market, you have a couple of options. One, you can fix everything that you found out about during the due diligence period. Or two, you have to disclose everything that you know to any potential buyers now that your home is back on the market. So for sellers, keep that in mind when you're negotiating during your due diligence period, because if there are things that you might not want to have to deal with the next buyer that are probably going to come up again because another inspector is going to find the same things, and now you know about them, so you have to disclose them up front, you might want to consider, before the buyer terminates the contract, trying really hard to work something out with them to keep the transaction together and get it to the closing table so that everybody is happy, sellers have moved on, buyers are excited about their new homes. It's just a little bit of information for you about how due diligence works in North Carolina. Give me a call, send me a message if you have more questions. I'd love to help you out. Talk to you soon.